welcome back to the Masters of Modern Monday Night Commander stream, and it is actually kind of modern. I am your host, Alex Kessler, and I am here with Rick Scharnhorst, welcome, editor of the podcast, friend, and now newly introduced modern Highlander enthusiast. How's it going?
It's going really good. This format, we'll probably get to this in a bit, but this format is very strange to brew. At least it was when I was going into it. So hopefully the games are fun. But this deck was really fun to build.
Yeah, so I'm excited to get because you're a like 100% new intro basically how we came to this format is me and Ben have been playing a format called Highlander Roulette for almost like longer than Modern has existed, 7 years. Now before, for a while, it was every card in the format needed to have a foil printing. That was like the banning, the like card legality thing. And that got a little weird once Secret Layers started happening, and like, what is a foil is really, really debatable right now. And then also, you know, some reserve list cards are foils because just like the last two blocks that had reserved list cards still allowed, like it was the first two blocks with foil in them. But basically what that format was, and then so eventually we moved it to reserve list only. And so basically what that format was each player would build a singleton deck of 100 cards times 6. So you would have 6 different singleton decks that had to be singleton amongst themselves. And it might be one of the most fun formats I've ever played. But it's a massive undertaking to build your first wheel. And just then when you play it your first wheel, 90% of the time it's not going to be very good because it's the first time building in a format like this. And so, you know, there's a lot of difficulty in brewing in that format. So been going back and forth. We also did a thing called, I think we called it HAG, which was Highlander Arena Gauntlet, which was basically the same thing, but with 4 decks on Magic Arena. That was also really fun at kind of the beginning of Arena, but just like keeping up with all the sets that were being released because the card pool was so small was really high. Yo, Tannen, I would be down to have you. I think this is like my new make your own format. I'm still on the Artisan train. Don't get me wrong, Artisan fans, but I love making up a new format. But like something I've realized is over the last 4 years, Commander has become the main entry point for a lot of Magic players. And it's really weird that most people learn to play Magic now with 100 card singleton decks with Commanders, but then if you wanted to play competitive Magic or any other version of Magic, it doesn't play at all like that. And there is stuff like Canadian Highlander, but that is definitely much more adjacent to Vintage and is like a way to play Vintage in an affordable way. For instance, one of the reasons they use the point system is because you can't do restricted cards in Highlander. It doesn't work, so they came up with the point system, which is a cool system. But I wanted to come up with something that like Wizards could support. Like, there can never be a GP-sized event with a format that has fetch lands being legal, or not fetch lands, has dual lands as a legal card. Like there is not enough dual lands to support a widespread format. And so I posted on Twitter, as I normally do at like 1 a.m, being like, why is there not a format that is accessible to everyone, that is supported in a tournament level, that is singleton based? And back and forth, there's a bunch of different ideas. This is the first one, which is just straight up, this is Modern. There are 100 card singleton decks. Currently, the ban list is the exact same as Modern, just to like start out with what does it feel like to brew in this format and what is it like. We did choose to not include Commanders mostly, and this is my experience in Brawl on Arena. And I did a poll, and it kind of was a little all over the place. And then we were informed that Arena has like some matchmaking tools in it that maybe exacerbates this problem.
Yeah, it makes, so I play a lot of Arena Brawl. I've got a few of them, and it seems like the very pub stompy decks, your Golos, your Kinnan, your Winota, those tend to be matched together. Mm-hmm. And if you're playing something rogue, and chat can correct me on this, So I have 2. I have a Kinnan deck if I want to like play like the really high power level one, and then I've got a Kaya, Call Time Kaya, and it seems like the matchups that I get with Call Time Kaya are completely different. It's like a completely different meta. So it's matchmaking on that it definitely shapes the format in a very odd way.
Yeah, and Michael, in response to that, poll on Twitter, which please go vote if you're watching this and it's still live. Kind of mentioned that there is specifically like decks of what the algorithm deems are similar power level will get matched against each other, so it might warp these a little bit. But my experience and what I see people complain about is just basically there's like 4 cards that are like, often you'll just like run into metagames where it's just like there's a 5-color commander, and then there's like 3 like Winota or Keenan level, so high power level that it's just like the metagame gets less and less diverse. And if companions have taught us anything, there's maybe just commanders in 1v1 is a bad idea. And so the idea here, though, is to take that singleton vibe, take the 100-card deck, but make it more akin to what you're playing. Right now, the other small change from Modern is there is no sideboard. So unlike Commander, companions don't work at all. So we don't have to accidentally ban Lutri. Lutri is legal in this format. But it kind of, one of the reasons I really like it is every game plays out very different versus 60-card 4-of formats where it's much like every game plays out very similarly. So it gives a little bit more variety to the format, but creates that 1v1 gameplay. That's the basis. Right now we're trying out the one where it's just the Modern legality. I think next I might want to try just the reserve list version of it, which the cool thing is I have 12 decks that haven't been updated since at least since Kaldheim, but could be updated, that are in that kind of card pool, which would be cool. And Ben has those decks as well, so we can kind of bring those on and try them out. And then looking at people to start figuring out how to, like, should the ban list in Modern exist at all? Should we start with nothing? In Highlander Roulette, there was no ban list. Every single card was legal. Literally, the first thing I did was, what are the cards that are normally banned that I can play with? And this is Kesslander. We don't need to go. Kess is legal. It is in Modern. But it is meant to be a Canadian Highlander vibe, but with a card pool that is able to support widespread tournament play. Right. It's meant to be Modern or non-reserve list, or even Pioneer. Like I went back and forth even on making it closer to like non-Horizon sets legality, just something different, so it's not just straight up Modern. But right now, that's what we're trying, partially because we're a Modern podcast. Welcome to the Masters of Modern. And so we're doing some classics. I got Jund ready, and we got Esper. I figured if I was going to start a new format adjacent to Modern, if you're gonna do that, you gotta start with Jund. And I'm not the person to bring more.
I was kind of surprised. I was kind of surprised you went with Jund. I saw that picture. I'm like, wow, you didn't make a Kess deck. Kess is legal in this format.
Yeah. I started with what I know.
I did the same thing. It's fine.
I will. Like I was tempted to do a birthing pod situation, but figuring out the exact suite of cards for that was like a little mind melting. This format came into existence on Saturday at 1 a.m, and I brewed this entire deck yesterday. So there's not a lot of time. But as Ben has said, I can come up with decks very quickly somehow. So here we are. There's like stuff missing for sure. Like I already know, like I forgot to add Fury to this deck, which is like just a big miss. But we're ready to do it. Now I'm going to randomize. Oh, can you randomize turn order here? I guess we just roll off. Even odd?
We can do that. Sure.
Even or odd?
Even.
That landed on its side. That also landed on its side. Aim for the fucking mat. It's an 8. It is even. You're first.
All right. 3, 7.
The one thing that was really funny with the conversation around building this format was the amount of people that were like, why would you play a not just commander? What's wrong with 4-player? And I'm like, well, the point was to be 1v1.
So it's funny because like I build a lot of commander decks, just theory crafting them. And that was one thing that was really fun about this, is like stuff that's normally not great in Commander, like gets in here, like targeted hand attack, unless you're playing a dedicated discard deck. Stuff like Lightning Bolt is very good in this. So I'm gonna play Shambling Events and say go.
Yeah, I mean that is one of the things I like about it too, Tannen, is like you get to step down to, like, a lot of the cards that people are like, oh man, Modern Horizons is like made it so Electrolyze isn't playable anymore. But Blue-Red, you need to dig deep to get to that 100 cards, and so it allows you to play those, which is cool. The funny thing with the Blue-Red deck I almost just like looked up what like Lutri is doing right now. All right, so we are just gonna play Prismatic Vista, and I'm gonna get myself a swamp, and to just save time, I'm going to play. I'm gonna play Despise, which is target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose a creature or planeswalker card from it. That player discards that card. So
You've got one choice here, and pardon the proxies. Moxfield prints them out very weird. So you've got Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, Supreme Verdict, Voidrend, Irrigated Farmland, Scalding Tarn, and Castle Locthwain.
I should make you the focus and flip you upside down. So okay, so Supreme Verdict, Teferi. What's the white card?
So Voidrend, Irrigated Farmland.
What is
Tarn.
Voidrend?
Voidrend is a new card from Streets of New Capenna that I don't have yet. It's full Esper for an instant. This spell cannot be countered. Destroy target non-land permanent.
Oh, okay. Cool. And then Supreme Verdict is Supreme Verdict. Cool. Well, I will be taking Teferi.
Yep.
Cool. And then 1, 2. Did I draw for the turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, I did. All right, and I'll pass.
Okay. Tap. Draw. I will just play a Scalding Tarn, and I'm gonna pass, fetching for a Rafine's Tower.
Cool. I will untap. I will draw. I will play Den of the Bugbear. And then I'm going to play Mishra's Bauble and pass.
Okay. Downside of this format is because fetch lands are such an important thing, reshuffling and shuffling 100-card decks over and over again seems like it could take a while.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. I've survived in CDH with that level of fetching. I feel like
that's true.
It's not worse than CDH, and arguably it's better depending on how many colors you're playing.
True. I think like the difficulty comes in where you, like in CDH you can kind of shortcut it a little bit because you've got multiple players to go through. So untap, draw.
Oh, yes. I did not answer your question. I am here. Here is the deck as we're going. Here's the deck list. So there's no companions allowed. We almost got rid of I mean, to your point, like fetch lands were something we talked that was like brought up as a thing to just start with banned, like Pioneer. I'm worried about the quality of mana bases available, but maybe it's fine. I don't know what you should. Or did you play Land and Pass?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to Castle Locthwain. I'm going to Collective Brutality you.
Which is UC, and then
yeah, it's the target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose an instant or sorcery from it, and they discard it.
Divest, Duress, and what you're probably going to grab, which is K Command.
Yeah, let's go with the K Command. And right. I will pass from there.
I will draw. I will play Misty Rainforest. I will... okay. So you drew Collected Brutality. I will...
There's one card you don't know. You should everything else.
Duress you.
Okay. So everything is the same as before, except I have Takenuma now.
The bagger. That was your question. Yeah, please feel free to link a deck in the chat to this format. Zanu was the land. I'll get rid of the targeted removal.
Okay.
And then I will sack Mishra's Bauble. Look at my deck.
Yep. I don't know about you, but brewing for when I was building my deck, so I build very linear decks. My main two decks in Modern are Infect and Esper Reanimator. and I thought like, oh, I could do like a reanimator type thing. Turns out, yeah, there's not a lot of like varied reanimator spells.
Yeah, you would get. I thought about the same. There's a way to do it. It's your turn.
Yeah.
Because you get unburial rights. Like but you're starting at 4 mana is like most of your reanimator spells. There's not a lot under that. That is one of the reasons for like arguing for the not reserved list version. It also would offer something specifically unique from the other formats, from like a card pool availability. That's like the other thing that I think is interesting.
I'm just gonna play my air grade farmland and pass. Yeah, so in
Oh,
building this,
I
like
drew this
you
on your
have
turn because that's how Mishra's Bubble works. I'll
yes.
fetch as well at the end of your turn.
Yeah, so I think I had persist, unburial rights, unearth, and then I after that I was kind of lost. So I'm like when I decided to build this, I was just like, I'm just gonna build everything Esper. So Esper Control has many different shells. Yeah, like you have. I think you talked about this on the show a few weeks ago, but like you have the I guess the blue-white artifacty version. You've got the planeswalker version. You've got just hard control, reanimator. So I figured I'm going to try to do a little bit of everything. And that was what was really fun about this is like because you have so many individual slots, you don't really need to dedicate anything to sideboard. You don't need to like, are my ratios good? It's just what is my game plan and how can I do the game plan? And you had to think. I had to think a lot more broad as opposed to something super linear.
I'm going to fetch and play Kalidas. I'm going to grab a forest.
Chrysalis, yeah. Legacy for Reanimator would be nice because I would love Animate Dead and I would love just actual Reanimate. That'd be wonderful.
Yeah, that I think like I go, and that's one of the reasons to open it up to the reserve list is that you get more of a card pool for individual strategies versus like the format just kind of being modern good stuff decks, which maybe modern just isn't big enough to be able to hold that. And the fact that there are no tutors does lower the consistency of like what type of strategies you could lean into versus if you had tutors available, you could be a storm deck or you could be. I mean, I think you could do storm in this format actually. That was like
Yeah.
on one of the lists I was thinking of building because there is, I think, a lot of different options there. But yeah, I think opening it up to the full reserve list will open it up to like actively have deck archetypes that in a way that this format might not have currently based on card pool size. Cletus, pass.
Please pass. Right. Draw. All right. I'm actually just gonna pass from here. I'm gonna play everything up. So go ahead.
Okay. Draw for the turn. I will attack with Cletus.
Is what?
He has a 3/4 lifelink. Oh, and I'm at 17.
Is it 3/4 lifelink?
Mhm.
Okay. Trying to remember what does he do when he hits?
So lifelink, I'll bring up on the chat too.
Yeah.
Cletus. Second Cletus. Lifelink, if a non-token creature an opponent controls would die, instead exile that card and put a 2/2 black zombie creature token onto the battlefield. I can sacrifice another vampire or zombie and put 2+1/+1 counters on Cletus.
Okay. I'm actually I'm gonna pay blue to suspend that.
Sure.
So
3 counters, right?
2.
2.
And it gains suspend.
Yep. Yep.
All right.
Yeah, I think like it we could end up being that, and this is like out of the gate first try. Next time we do this stream, which we have I think Commander for the next 2 weeks, but probably 3 weeks, we'd move probably to try the reserve list. But I'd love to hear. In fact, can I do a poll? Does anyone know how to do a poll in chat with the bot? That poll. Usage poll open, results closed. But how do I give options? Anyone know how the bot works?
I'm not good at Twitch, so
Commands for Twitch poll.
you doing anything else on your turn?
Do poll for Twitch poll. But how do I oh no, you suspended Kalidas and that was during my turn, right?
Yeah, that was during combat.
Okay, then oh, but I played Kalidas last turn. Ooh, I am going to divest you. So,
all right.
if you have an artifact or a creature, I can get it.
I have neither. It's Takenuma, Supreme Verdict, and Fact or Fiction.
Fact or Fiction. All right, cool. I'm done.
Cool.
Oh, through the creator dashboard. Manage poll. Create a new poll. Sick. Should this format modern current ban list? Modern no ban list.
I'm going to consider.
That's fair. All magic. No reserve list.
I'm going to keep it on top. Draw a card. Play a Drawn Catacombs. And pass.
Start pool. Sick. I did it. There's a poll on top. You can vote in it. Thank you. Shout out to the Tunneling Cat, the real MVP. What's cool about this format also is like the decks themselves have replayability. I feel like if we were to do, and one of the reasons I think just Commander streams have been more popular and stuff like Modern is if we were to play just like the same two decks, and it's the deck I have and the deck Rick has, like that. Like after like 3 games at most, I would be bored. But now, once this game is done, we could both shuffle up again, and like the cards that I will draw will be drastically different for at least a few games.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Especially because like the last couple of Modern tournaments you play in, it's like your goal is to be as consistent as possible, and you don't want this variance. And especially in a format like this, where I mean, it's Modern, but it's still very casual. We're playing with 100-card singleton decks. The like you said, the replayability is fantastic with stuff like this. Like when I was testing hands and goldfishing, I was like, wow, I don't know if what I built was good or bad, but it's definitely different every single time.
Right.
So, it is your turn.
Hey, Norna. All right, suspend counter down 1. Kalidas will be back next turn.
Mm-hmm.
You have 4 mana untapped.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to cleave Dread Fugue. Target player reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card.
Okay.
I have drawn the Thoughtseized half of my deck.
I can see that.
I will get rid of Fact or Fiction.
Yeah, that's probably fair. Like, do I want a Fact or Fiction here? But then, like, you just give me what you want to discard, so let's not.
I mean, you can let me give you what you want me to discard.
Yeah.
Do. Hey, Eric Moore. Ash is doing great. He was a little fussy earlier today. He got to go to his first Mommy and Me class, which apparently was an experience, but he's doing good. He's very big. We keep like meeting people who also have babies, and their babies are the same age, and they're like half his size, and we're like, oh, we have a giant. I'm done. That was my.
Okay. At your end step, I'm gonna cast a Lockwind.
Yep.
So I'm gonna take 3 to draw a card. All right. And tap. Draw. I will play Snow Covered Island. And pass turn.
All right. Kalidas comes back.
So he's cast.
He's casting.
Disdainful Stroke.
myself which one of all of the different random counterspell variants that I need to remember.
Counter target spell with converted
greater.
mana cost 4 greater. Yep.
Cool. All right, he is countered. Draw for the turn. Play Polluted Delta. And I will... cards in hand?
2.
2? I know what those 2 are, right?
You do. If you want me, I can let you know if you need.
It's okay. I can survive knowing that I know.
Yeah, one of the fun parts of this was going through and just figuring out like what one of control cards in Modern, because there's a counterspell in every set. Which ones are good?
Right. Okay, so I think I have to take 3 here, annoyingly, which means I passed the land I wanted to grab a while ago. As you said, fetching sucks. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Blood Crypt, take 3.
Yep.
I'm at 14. And then I will activate Den of the Bugbear and swing for 4 and get a Goblin token.
Is the Goblin token also tapped and attacking?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a token binder behind me.
What are they? 2/3s? 2/2s? 3/3s?
So Den of the Bugbear. Until in a turn, Den of the Bugbear becomes a 3/2 red Goblin creature with whenever this creature attacks, create a 1/1 red Goblin creature that's tapped and attacking.
Okay. I'm going to activate Shambling Vent and block the token.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine.
It's a 3/2, or it's a 2/3 white black elemental creature with lifelink.
Yep.
So I'll gain 2.
That happens.
And then immediately lose 3, so I'll lose 1 total.
I am a person who has a token binder in his life somewhere in this room that he cannot see.
I have a fat pack, like behind me right now is a fat pack box full of tokens, and then if I don't have them, I'll just have Sharpies and...
Oh, I think I found it. Here. You killed the token anyways, so it's fine. I realize I've been doing a lot for no reason.
I mean, it's good to have because you're gonna attack with it again, so it's all good. All right. Anything else on your turn?
Yep.
All right. Untap. Draw. Very boring turn, but this is draw, go, control. So draw and go.
Cool. I didn't even switch over the screen. All right. Draw a card. I will play Chandra, Acolyte of Flame.
Ooh, all right.
And then I will Duress.
You will Duress. Ooh, I didn't. You know what? I think you forced it. I'm gonna flash in. I'm gonna flash in the Wandering Emperor.
Sure.
But dice somewhere. She'll enter with 3. And I will immediately...
Canadian Highlander could never become a featured tournament in a global sense due to the fact that it includes dual lands as an option to play in the format. Like anything that includes a reserve list can never become more popular than what Legacy became for SCG, that they had to shut it down because it made fetch lands so expensive that it was no longer maintainable as a format that people could play. This is to Trillo's question. Yeah.
Anything
It's why Modern was created, right? Like Legacy became massively popular and then totally collapsed in on itself because it was no longer able to like the available cards on the reserve list were no longer able to fulfill the demand, and so it shut itself down. What did you reveal that I can discard?
Oh. It's going to be Takenuma, and you can discard Supreme Verdict.
Yeah, I'll get rid of Supreme Verdict.
And then I'm going to minus the Wandering Emperor to make a token, and it's going to be a Spirit, I guess, because that's what I've got in front of me.
Create a 2/2. It's a Samurai token with Vigilance. Okay.
Oh, it's a Samurai. It's a 2/2 Samurai with Vigilance. See if I have a 2/2.
Cool. How'd the poll do? Everyone said no reserve list. Okay, no reserve list. Something else. Cool. Yeah, I think. Yeah, right. You can get away. The nice thing about the point system is it makes it so you don't have to play power. Like you are benefited by not playing power versus the mana base though. But there's also just all of the other reserve list cards that aren't worth points, right? Like it is a format that is hard to be affordable.
The point system always was something that seemed very difficult to wrap your head around to someone just coming in off the street, because like I did try to build Canadian Highlander like when the Loading Ready Run crew were talking about it a lot, and the fact that it's very similar actually to Commander, and the fact that you have to point a new player to another site that's not Wizards to figure out what they can and can't put in their deck, and then make them do math as to what their deck legality is.
The Commander the Commander ban list is now on the Wizards website, but the point system,
yeah,
the point system is a wonderful solution to. We want to make a competitive 1v1 format that is Vintage-esque in the fact that there is no ban list, but we need a knob on it similar to Vintage and how Vintage uses restricted lists to allow cards to not be in people's decks like Power not make it so that every deck isn't just like here's a stack of power and that's it. That's the format, which is pretty great.
Yeah, because everything would kind of devolve into like everybody plays their On-Color Moxen, their Lotus, their Soul Rings, and
a lot of people have pointed out to like why make a format that like why not just let proxies be legal, etc. And like that's totally fine, and you should go play Canadian Highlander, and that format is really fun. But the point of this is like to create a wildly supportable tournament format that could happen even at a Grand Prix, Pro Tour, SEG event type of level, because that doesn't exist. There currently isn't a popularized singleton format that can be that, and it's surprising to me that there isn't.
Yeah,
because singleton is awesome, like as a tournament format.
Are you doing anything else on your turn?
No. You
okay.
You blocked. I discarded. You made a 2/2. You're good.
Yep. Okay. Draw. I'm gonna play Misty Rainforest, sack it, and then pass my turn. Oh, and plus the Wandering Emperor attack with the 3/2, or is it 3/3 Vigilance for a strike.
Are you attacking me or Chandra?
Chandra.
Cool. Chandra is dead. That's a counter. Put a +1/+1 counter.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have the Wandering Emperor, so this is new. This is very new. All right. And then I just fetched and passed.
Gladiator on Arena, really dope. Love Gladiator Arena. Love Brawl, other than like Commanders feel like they focus the format in a way that becomes less diverse than it could be, which is one of the reasons I love Gladiator for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll play that. What is the Wandering Emperor at right now?
3.
It's at 3.
Yes. And I fetched for a Watery Grave tapped.
Okay. I will Lightning Bolt the Wandering Emperor.
Yep. Emperor down.
And then you have a 3/3 Vigilant Samurai.
That's correct.
I guess I will pass.
Guess I will fire this now. I'm gonna discard Takenuma to channel it.
I'm gonna. Sorry, Crab. Yeah, you keep taking your turn. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Just talk to
Mill 3.
chat. Craig, I don't think it is. I mean, like making a 100 card deck is not that hard without a like commander or no commander. And there's a ton of like I made my commander deck. It doesn't center around the mechanics of my commander. It just does a cool thing.
I'm returning Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, to my hand.
I also recognize that like even if Wizards tomorrow is like the reserve list is gone, which they're not going to do. Like it's just not going to happen. And barking up the tree is exhausting. And I, Alex Kessler, am not the person to accomplish that. What I can accomplish is coming up with a different format that works around the stipulations they've created for their game and do fun stuff, which is this.
Yeah. I'm tired of the reserve list discussion, honestly. It's not as bad as it used to be, but it's definitely...
I think the new response to it is the proxy conversation, which I am also getting tired of, but is the answer is in formats that are not meant to be tournament sanctioned, which have become now at least 50% of all Magic being played, just proxy the cards. But there is a value to tournament sanctioned Magic that I want and love, and one of the reasons I love Modern and other tournament sanctioned formats, and I think there could be this for it.
I'm gonna play the Teferi.
How did you get it back?
Takenuma.
Oh, it gets Planeswalkers back?
Sure does.
It's fucking bust.
Creature or Planeswalker.
Cool.
And
okay.
it mills you 3. Oh, and for your knowledge, I milled Nile Spellbomb, Unearth, and Echo of Eons.
Cool. Okay. And what are you doing on Teferi?
+1. I'm gonna plus Teferi.
Okay.
So go plus to 5.
Plus to 5. This is 5 to 5 Teferi, the 5-mana one.
Yeah, it's big Teferi. So draw a card and then untap 2 lands.
Okay, it's -3 to do that. Okay.
Yep.
Are you attacking?
Yeah, I'm gonna get in with my 3/3.
Cool. I'm at 11. I will -2, or I will adventure Bonecrusher Giant on Teferi, do 2 damage to Teferi.
Yep, goes to 2, or goes to 3.
Yep.
Are
you done?
Second man, I'm just gonna play Silent Clearing and pass.
All right. Untap. Draw. I will play Primeval Titan.
All right.
And we're gonna find out what I like put in this deck to get with Primeval Titan.
I feel like Valakut would be a good deck in this format.
For sure. I think you could play Valakut without too much effort. I guess like just drawing cards is fine. This big boy is cool too. Oh, this deck definitely needs a bounce land for this effect because that is definitely not currently playing because I'm playing a bunch of the Kamigawa lands. And being able to grab them and bounce them here would be very good.
That is very good. I love the Kamigawa lands.
Same. They're really sick.
Oh, thank you, chat. Trigger Teferi, untap 2 lands.
I'm gonna grab Urza's Saga and Raging Ravine.
Wait, I'll untap it like this. So I'll untap Rafine's Tower and Shambling Vet.
Cool. Urza Saga triggers its first step. It can now tap for land.
All right.
I'm shuffling. I'm going to play Arid Mesa for my hand.
Okay.
And I'm going to go fetch a thing just for brevity's sake, but it is your turn.
Okay.
And I'm going to be doing that at the end of your turn. In case you try some shenanigans.
I'm at 14. I'm just gonna end of turn Castle Locklane to draw a card.
At the end of my turn?
At the end of your turn, yeah.
What is Locklane?
So for 1 black, tap, draw a card, then lose life equals the number of cards in your hand.
You're gonna activate Locklane. Sorry, you said cast.
Yes.
And I was like, what is?
No, activate.
Yeah, cool, sweet.
Yeah. Sorry, untap, draw. What lands do I have? I'm going to play Swamp. I'm going to plus Teferi.
Something that I like about this format, too, is you get to play stuff like Primeval Titan in this deck, where, like, in a normal Gen deck, you wouldn't. But the chances that you draw Primeval Titan early enough where it's, like, a drag that it's in your hand early on is way lower. and just like a one of Primeval Titan is busted.
One, two.
I had
three,
Inkmoth Wolf
four,
running the deck
five,
originally, but I felt like I needed more basics and cut it because I was a coward. You're right. I'm a coward. Should have had it in here.
7 mana, hard cast, Cauldron Complete.
Oof. Yep.
Let's use.
It doesn't have vigilance, right?
No,
No.
it's the one thing it doesn't have. It's
5/5 first strike, trample, indestructible, haste.
Yep.
And it will just kill a creature.
Yep. I'm gonna leave the 3/3 back. I'm just gonna get in with the Cauldron.
Cool. I will take the 5.
Cool. All right. End step. I will untap Shambling Vent and Castle Locthwain.
I got a Triome.
Okay.
Excuse me. Urza Saga can now make a creature. I will play a Dreadbore Pathway as a forest, so I'll be playing a Slitherborn Pathway. How much mana do I have? So I want to activate you. Oh, I lost.
Oh no.
I'm gonna be back.
There you go.
Right, exactly. Like, Primeval Titan is dumb. I guess I could also have played or Cabal Coffers. I also have both of those, but I don't have like anything to spend the mana on in the deck. Like Commander giving you the ability to upgrade that is really good. Okay, so this I want for you. This I want for you.
So one of the upsides of opening this up to reserve list, and it's a bit topical based on what tomorrow's episode is going to be, but the a lot of the stuff from Commander Legends we could play in it.
Yes. That's the other thing is like none of the Commander cards, none of the Commander Legends cards. There's like a long list of cool cards in Conspiracy that would be legal. So I agree that, and right now none of those are really playable in any legal. Like that is a definite draw. That is a reason to play this format, which is like non-reserved list, but everything else is legal, is something that's new. I'm going to activate Raging Ravine.
Yep.
And I'm going to attack with Raging Ravine and Primeval Titan. Primeval Titan triggers.
Yep.
I'm going to get Lair of the Hydra. And some other land. And I just want to get like as many creature lands as possible, just to.
Axe put a 1/1 counter on it, still a land. Oh my god. Cards I haven't played against in a very long time.
Raging Ravine?
Yeah.
Yep. Ghost Assassin.
Yep.
Okay. I think the chat. Hey, this is really fun as is, but I think the chat has argued well for no reserve list version of the format, which would be dope. In fact, we could play it for game 2. It'll be against Rick, who's at a disadvantage unless he also just randomly has Highlander Gauntlet decks on hand.
I mean, I can slot a couple things in here. I've got a couple things around me that I can throw in there. That's non-reserve list.
We could try a non-reserve list version of the game 2 as a second. Yeah, the Evolved would be legal. Yeah. All right, you're coming at you.
Okay. I will block. I'll block the Raging Ravine with the token.
Okay.
And then the primetime just... Is it coming at me or is it coming to Teferi?
Teferi.
Teferi? Okay. Yeah. Teferi's dead.
Cool. I'm done.
Cool. I'm going to not... I'm going to not bolt myself with Locthwain. Untap. Draw.
I'm actually very quickly, while you take your turn, going to use the restroom.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So on his turn, or on my turn, play a Snow-Covered Plains. And he still has the Primeval Titan up. ever seen your Leovold cosplaying as Doctor Strange? That sounds awesome. Leovold cosplaying as Doctor Strange. If you want to play against blue-white non-reserve lists, probably throw together. Yeah, that's actually like kind of why I built this deck. So I kind of explained it a little bit beforehand, but this is pretty much just a love letter to Esper. It's a little bit of Reanimator. There's some Stoneblade. Obviously, there's some Stoneblade in there. Absolutely love it. Love the color combination, and I get to play all of the strategies. So it's been very fun. I highly recommend this format. I was big fan. Also on the conspiracy thing, like I just want to play Dak Vaden in this. I really want to play Dak Vaden in Modern in general, just because I love that card and it's great.
All right, I'm back. What terrible things are being done to me?
So first I'm gonna Reflector Mage your prime time.
Okay.
Then and then go to combat. I'm gonna get in with Culture Complete.
I will activate Urza Saga and block with the token.
Okay. Okay. And right, so that's that. Second main. Should I tap this correctly? Pay 1 for Silent Clearing.
Yes, this format specific. Well, you can play a Squadron Hawk. But we got 3 fairy.
Yeah, 3 fairy.
Okay.
I'm going to -3 fairy, no target. Draw card.
Sure. You could target Reflecting Mage and get spicy.
Could, but I'd want to leave a blocker up.
Fair.
And I will pass turn.
Urza Saga goes the last saga in response. I'll also activate it one more time to make a token.
Yep.
It dies. I'll just do the token because I don't feel like figuring it out. I get a 1-drop or 0-drop artifact. It is like 90% going to be Spellbomb. It's so funny. I like tweeted this out and someone was like, "Is this just Commander or like modern banlist Commander?" I was like, "No, there's no banlist. Or it's 1v1." They're like, "CDH, let's go." And I'm like, "No, the opposite." Opposite direction. Similar vibe, different direction.
Yeah.
Teferi's at 1.
Fairy's at 1. Yeah.
Okay. And then I will draw for the turn.
Yep.
Cards in hand.
1.
And you are at 11.
Yes.
So what if I just...
Yeah, it's Tunneling Cat. I don't know about if it would use the legacy ban list as a starting point. I'd have to look at the legacy ban list off, just because I don't know it off the top of my head.
I'll say we had no Bandless and Highlander Roulette, and it was fine because just like
Okay.
Singleton does eliminate most of the problems. Now there's a few cards that like now with CDH like data that like will just become the most popular things, and I would be worried about stuff like Thassa's Oracle just dominating the format. Like Legacy does make it a lot more in that direction, which is a negative towards it. I'm gonna activate Raging Ravine.
Yep.
And then I'm going to attack with Raging Ravine.
Cool. I will. See if I can do anything. Are you attacking me or are you attacking Teferi?
I'm attacking you.
Attacking me. It's a 5/5.
It is a 5/5.
Okay. I will take 5.
Okay. I will cast Bone Crusher Giant.
Okay.
And then I will sack Pirate Spellbomb to hit Teferi for 2.
Hit Teferi for 2. Yeah, Teferi's dead.
Cool. And then I am done.
All right. All right. Tap. Draw. What do I need to do here to not die?
Primeval Titan is just a card in my deck that gets friends. Land friends. All of the lands just turn into people.
And I'm thinking of that elf that turns all your forests into elves.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm just gonna stay walls up and say go.
Okay.
2 cards in hand.
And you're at 6.
I'm at 6.
Okay. Draw for the turn. I'm gonna play Urborg. Enjoy your all swamps.
Thanks, man.
I'm going to Thoughtseize you.
Oh no. Yeah. You can take my Snapcaster Mage.
Oof. What was the other card?
Steam Vents.
Steam Vents. Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
at least I know what's in front of me.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to tap my mana in a way that isn't bonkers. But I mean all my gold cards will be available. I'm going to play Primeval Titan.
Yeah.
Just keep this Titan train rolling and be sad that I didn't include a bounce land in this deck. I'll get Treetop Village as one of the lands.
That is an old school modern play.
Yep. I was like, Jund needs creature lands. Let's put all of them in here. And I am getting all of them out. And I guess I'm going to get... Is there even a way for if I get a land into play to sacrifice it if I wanted to? I don't think so. I guess I'll get Castle Garenbrig as the only other card. My kingdom for a castle Locthwain.
Yeah, it's good until you start having to bolt yourself just to draw a card up to 3.
That's fair.
Yeah. Even when I play like normal modern reanimator, it's like the 61st card.
So that is an indestructible. So you'll just kill my things. So it's not really worth attacking at the moment. I will sack Neutering Peatland then. To draw a card.
Okay.
Oh man, I'm at 6 and you're at 6.
Yep.
How hazardous is this card? It could just straight up kill me. I'm gonna play it.
for
No. We gotta live gloriously. I play a Dark Confidant.
All right.
Pass the turn.
At your end step, I should have done this when you had prime time in hand, but I didn't want you to also draw 7. I'm gonna flashback. Oh, it's a sorcery. Damn it. Never mind. I wish Echo the Aeons was an instant. All right.
That card is bonkers and should
It
definitely
is
never
bonkers.
not be an instant.
I know. I'm going to at your end step. I'm gonna sack off Silent Clearing, and draw a card.
Okay.
Right. Untap. Draw up to 3. I'm gonna play Hall of the Storm Giants.
Yep. Tapped.
Yeah. Cards in hand.
I don't believe. I believe the rules on the channel are the special emotes don't work in 1v1 games. No cards in hand.
No cards in hand.
Hell bent.
All right. So. Okay. Well, I'll just do it now. I'm just gonna flashback Echo the Eons.
So we each draw 7 or shuffle our
We each
shuffle our graveyards
shuff-
and draw
Yep.
7. Okay.
Yep. Yep. Hand and graveyard. So.
And that costs how much? 6.
It costs 3 when you flash it back.
Oh, it's 6 on the front end. It's 3 on the
Yep.
back end.
Yep. Let's just have it like that.
So dope.
Really happy I milled that off of Takanuma.
Yep. That's sick. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. I will pass turn.
Untap. Reveal for Dark Confidant.
Yep.
Dread Fugue. Lose a life. Draw for the turn. I will cast. All right. Let's see what we want to do here. That's easy. That's easy. I could do this and that. I will cast Inquisition of Kozilek.
Yeah. Anything in response? I will suspend the Primeval Titan.
Okay. Yep.
And Snapcaster Mage. Flashback, suspend, targeting. I guess oh, what is that token?
1/1.
It's a 1/1.
It's a equals to how many artifacts it control, which is 1.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just do the token.
Okay.
All right. So you have, I have Windswept Teeth, Snow-Covered Plains. I have Fatal Push, Memory Deluge, and Opt.
Okay. if you can leave them revealed just for brevity's
Yeah.
sake. I'm gonna dread fugue you
Yeah.
for 3. Which I will discard Fatal Push.
All right. Fatal Push is gone.
I will cast Kroxa.
Yep. I will discard Memory Deluge.
I will activate Castle Grarenbrig.
Mm-hmm.
So 6 mana for creatures. I will play Kalitas.
Yep.
I will play... I have to tap 2 black mana for Kalitas. Sorry. I will play Phyrexian Revoker, and I will name... Kaldra Complete.
Okay.
And then I will play Ramanov Excavator. I will play Averting Catacombs for my hand. And I will pass the turn.
At your end step, I'm just gonna opt.
Yep.
I'm gonna bottom that. Draw. All right. Tap. Draw.
Marvel specific. And when you say didn't have a major role in a TV show or movie since the MCU started, that includes like the X-Men movies, I'm assuming, right? So I can't just be like Nightcrawler. Iceman.
Didn't have a major role. I'm gonna play a Windswept Heath. Cards in hand.
Ooh, Agent Venom would be really good. I have 2 cards in hand.
Okay. I am going to black, white. There we go. I'm gonna elite Spellbinder, targeting you.
Spellbinder.
Enters the battlefield. Look at target opponent's hand. You may exile a non-land card from it for as long as that card remains exiled. Its owner may play it. A spell cast this way costs 2 more to cast. So exiles it and puts attacks on it.
You can choose between the wonderful choices of Scalding Tarn or Arid Mesa.
All right, that's fine.
Which one are you
I'm
choosing?
now
Oh, is it non-land?
It's non-land.
Oh, okay.
It's non-land. And then there's a whole host of creatures.
Flying 3/1 though is not my favorite.
All right. So I've got enough mana for it. All right. I will pass turn from there.
You can't do Angel because Angel was in Apocalypse to everyone's chagrin.
Forgot Angel was in Apocalypse. I forgot about Apocalypse.
Yep, movie sucks. But like you know the meme of reveal Balaged Sanctuary, which is on the other side Balaged Recovery, so I do lose 3 life.
Okay.
Good. Just can't be lands on that side, can it? And then draw for the turn. I will play Mishra's Bauble and sacrifice it, revealing this card on top, which I will keep on top. I think I just...
You also have those suspends.
Ooh, I guess I don't want to reveal that. Put that on top. Now that I think about dark, I did the suspend. Oh, there's the token.
Okay.
The token's gone forever.
Yeah. I just didn't know about the
I guess I actually want to put that on the bottom now that I'm remembering that Dark Confidant exists. much mana do I have? So that's this. I know. I know all the cards in your hand, or I don't know one card?
You don't know one card.
One card.
Yes.
You have two creature lands untapped.
Yes, I have a Shambling Vent and Hall of Storm Giants.
Hall of Storm Giants has you have the mana for either of them. And Hall of Storm Giants is a 7/7 blue giant creature with Ward.
Ward 3.
Okay. So but you only have enough mana to activate one of them.
Correct.
Okay. You're at 6 and you have 4 blockers otherwise?
Yes. The Snapcaster, Cauldron Complete, Reflector Mage, and Elite Spellbinder.
There's 2 cards I don't know about. Okay. All right. I will. I will activate Den of the Bugbear. I will activate Raging Ravine. I will activate Treetop Village.
Oh my god.
I will declare attack step.
Yeah.
I attack with everything.
How many attackers?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay.
9. There's a goblin token.
9. All right. I'm gonna activate Hall of Storm Giants.
Yep.
All right. So Cletus. Let's see.
I have not seen Morbius. Other cool characters. I think I mean, if we're not including animated movies, I think getting a Spider-Gwen movie. I think the fact that there is a Morbius movie and that there is the fact that there is a Morbius movie and we haven't gotten a Spider-Gwen movie either tells me one of 3 things. 1, they believe that Spider-Gwen belongs in the Spider-Verse franchise and making a live-action version of it would be competing, which is dumb. 2, there's actually like legal issues where like who owns Spider-Gwen is up for debate since it was created after Sony got the rights to Spider-Man, and so who actually gets to make a live-action Spider-Gwen movie is complicated. Which the fact that it's in Spider-Verse makes that 3, or 3 they're just dumb and they think like a girl superhero-led movie won't make money, which is probably true because all of the Sony leaks are fucking not complimentary to the team behind what they're making.
No. All right. Spellbinder will block. I think I'm just dead.
That was my goal.
Yeah, I think
if you block,
I need to because I need to block
here.
The Storm Giants needs to block Primeval Titan because of the trample.
Primeval Titan is not attacking. Sorry, it is.
Oh, he's not attacking. Okay.
So
I need to block.
So you have 5 blockers, right?
Yes.
So if you're just blocking the best creatures,
yeah,
you're blocking Raging Ravine, Kalitas, Den of the Bugbear, Bone Crusher Giant. You have 5, right? And
yep.
Treetop Village, and then you're still taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Yeah. All right. I was like, I think if you don't have removal in your hand, like there was a chance you had it, right? Like because you had 2 cards I didn't know, but I also was like,
snow covered plains and 5 mana Teferi.
Got it. And there's like a chance, like this was Takenuma, which is actually perfect, but like very easily, the top card of my library could have just killed me because of Dark Confidant.
Very true.
I have to swing here, or I could just die.
That was kind of my logic for Eons was, if I put more of your big things in your deck, maybe you'll draw them.
Yep. All right.
You said you have not seen Morbius yet. Do you plan on it?
I have no plans on paying actual dollars to see that movie.
I'm in the same boat.
I'm glad that the internet gaslit Sony
So
to re-release it.
my favorite thing, my favorite thing about that entire Morbius sweep, it's Morbin time thing, is that the entire meme was started by a Yu-Gi-Oh content creator.
Oh, that's hilarious. No, I did not know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, he does like so I'm also like I grew up playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm still a big fan of it, and he does like review like archetype review shit post content.
Sure.
And and that like wonderful. The fact that it's a Yu-Gi-Oh! Content creator that started it, that cost Sony money.
That's so funny to me.
The fact that like go ahead.
No. I was going to respond to chat. What I would love
Yeah.
is I want an Andrew Garfield Amazing Spider-Man 3 movie that has Spider-Gwen in it, played by Emma Stone, so fucking badly. I can't handle it.
God.
That is all I want. I don't know if they're on. I know they did date and no longer are dating. I think they're on okay terms. I think that movie would be phenomenal.
Knowing Sony though, they'd put it in the Venomverse.
I think that would be fine. I think like or just Andrew Garfield after that event, they just establish has weird teleporting powers and can go to different universe. And in that universe, the reason they don't know who Spider-Man is because the Spider-Gwen story happened where that Spider-Man Peter Parker died and Spider-Gwen got the powers, right? I think that like would totally fit. And like if they're like the ghost Spider, but you know, I haven't seen Morbius, so I can't speak towards how they established the Spider-Man in that post-credit scene, but that would be a big one for me. I would love to get a like in continuing like Andrew Garfield as like the live action Spider-Verse, I think would be cool. There's as far as like MCU-esque characters, so not like X-Men or Spider-Man, because I think those are X-Men, Spider-Man, or Fantastic Four. I think those are like cheating. Like what's like a deep cut hero?
Namor.
Namor would be cool. I have more DC universe. Like the nice thing about the MCU is they've actually been able to get to a lot of cool deep cuts. I have more DC characters that I want to see done in live action well. Like I want in reality I just want Robin to be in movies, but basically I want like the Teen Titans. I want like a Raven movie. I think Raven would be a really cool character to center a movie around. But like yeah, I want the next Batman movie to introduce. I want the next The Batman movie to introduce Robin. I also think that like what appears to be mid-20s Bruce Wayne that we saw in The Batman, or at best like early 30s, hanging out with a like 16-year-old Robin makes a lot more sense than a 40-year-old Batman adopting a like 14-year-old and putting them in extreme danger.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's the optics on it are a lot better when it's Robert Pattinson doing it versus like I don't know
George
pick
Clooney.
George Clooney. Pick your Batman.
Like I think you can scale Robin to be a teenager. They don't have to be a kid, but I think. And then the next Robin can be younger. Like then they can do Damian Wayne as the next one, or Jason Todd or whatever. Where then, like even to the extent of Dick Grayson is like a 16-year-old and is like already a kid who's doing like kind of vigilante work that Batman like takes under his wing. Works. Then you follow up with if you wanted to keep doing the Bat family, which I think the biggest missing point of the modern day Batman movies is the lacking of the Bat family. Like if you look at like Robin predates the Joker.
Yeah.
The fact that we've had 5 Jokers and 1 actual Robin is kind of mind-boggling.
I feel like it's because studios don't know how to do Robin, and the only time that they ever really did Robin on screen was
Schumacher.
Yeah, the Schumacher Batman, and it just did not land.
Yeah.
And yeah, go ahead.
No, I think like that part of Batman is really important. Like the fact that most Batman movies are basically like 3 comics ever.
Yeah.
And like Batman has hundreds of years of or 100 years of content.
Well, it's because they don't want to they don't want to dig into the post grittiness, because like the whole reason that Robin is so colorful is because they wanted to market it to kids. And
But like they've shown like how to make Robin edgier in future like I think you could do, that's what I was kind of saying, like you start with the first Robin, you can start with being older, and then if you wanted to keep going through the Bat family and you want to do Jason Todd, him picking a younger kid for the second one, being like, I did it once, I can do it again, and then the second kid. And this is if we were to have like a very long extended the Batman universe that we able to go through multiple Robins, which I don't think is like anywhere close to happening in my lifetime. But then you do Jason Todd, and Jason Todd dies, and then he's like, "Oh no, I can't do this ever again." And then you skip the third one, who I'm forgetting the name of, and you just go right to
Tim Drake.
No, to Damian. You skip Tim Drake and you go straight to Damian Wayne, because like. At that point, you then establish like, oh, you have to do this because he's your actual
Wayne's
son.
Yeah, Damian Wayne's the good one to have if you're using an older Batman, because it's more of a father-son relationship.
Yeah, it's like, hi, Batman, you had a secret son. This son is a bona fide super assassin that needs to be reeled in, otherwise will become a problem. Robin him. That makes sense. I honestly, I partially think Damian Wayne was invented purely to make a Robin that made sense for the movies.
Yeah.
It was like, how do we get Robin back in the movies? And it was like, well, what if it's actually his son? And if he doesn't Robin him, Damian Wayne would become a mass murderer.
I wonder if there was ever any plans for the Ben Affleck Batman to have Damian Wayne, because they kind of teased the whole Jason Todd thing with
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 the Joker and the
suit.
Yep.
And yeah, that would have been interesting. That would have been very interesting.
I'm just going to continue with this deck because I think getting a whole new deck out and figuring that out is a whole effort, and I think it's fine trying this deck out because it was fun. I will keep this hand.
I mulled to 6.
Okay.
And I'm going to keep this hand.
You're first.
Right.
I do remember that what's his face was Robin in the Rise of Dark Knight Rising. I also think that he is a good actor and does good stuff in the movie, but is one of the reasons that movie feels like super messy and bloated because he is unnecessary and doesn't actually do anything in the movie. Draw a card for the turn. I will play Blightstep Pathway and pass.
It also kind of fell flat because like you kind of know that there's nothing's going to come of this.
Yeah.
It was more of like a wink and a nod to the fans. But there's no follow up on it.
There was like because there was a point where the Superman, the first Henry Cavill Superman, was Man of Steel, was set in the Christopher Nolan Batman. Like it was developed from the beginning to be that. It didn't end up being that, but it was the point originally. Mountain Croxa, Titan of Death's Hunger. Discard a card.
I will discard Memory Deluge.
Cool. We all are at 20 life.
Yes.
Go ahead. Yeah, I would have liked it a lot more if his name was just any of the three, or they're calling him Rick the whole time. Like Dick Grayson being any of the other versions of Richard or Richie or Rick is enough of a throwaway for 90% of people that they wouldn't have gotten it. It would be fine to me.
Yeah. I'm gonna draw on Catacombs. Comes in untapped. And I'm gonna Agonizing Remorse you.
You look at my hand and make me discard a card?
Exile a non-land card. I lose 1 life.
Got it. You have a lot of options. You have Chandra, Acolyte of Flame. You have Unearth. You have Claim Fame. You have Volky, God of Lies, Primeval Titan, and Sacra Trivelder.
Get Primetime out of here. I have trauma. Claim Fame is also tempting, but no, let's go with Primetime.
Cool.
And then I lose 1 life. And then I pass.
All right. I draw for the turn. I'll play a Raging Ravine. I'll Volky you.
Yeah. It's an non-land card.
Creature card.
Creature card. You have
Wait.
one option.
But while you on the battlefield, each opponent reveals their hand for each opponent exile a creature card they revealed.
All right, Elite Spellbinder.
Elite Spellbinder.
Yep.
Who's a flying 3/1?
Yes, flying 3/1 with an ETB, but
That will never be an issue. Okay.
No.
Cool. Go ahead.
Cool.
And what are the other cards? Sorry.
oh, Takenuma, Snow-Covered Plains.
Cool.
Draw.
Mm-hmm.
I'll actually get to cast it this time. I'm gonna Void Rend your Valky.
Okay.
Destroy target non-land permanent. Spell can't be countered.
You get the Spellbinder back.
Cool.
Done.
Done.
I will draw for the turn. It exiled it or destroyed it?
Destroy.
Destroyed. Okay. I will play Urborg. I will cast an Earth.
All right.
I guess actually I will cast Claim targeting Valky.
Yep. Yeah.
Grabbing the same thing.
Yep. Spellbinder's back.
I will cast Unearth targeting Kroxa.
Yep.
What do you discard?
Takenuma.
All right, you lose
Take
3
3.
life. And then I will play a good old Sacra Tribe Elder.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Go ahead.
Draw. I will. I'm gonna play an Urborg. I'm gonna animate the Inkmoth. Oh, never mind. I'm not
Yep.
gonna animate.
I like that line so much more, True Phantom Angel. I mean, I know it's like a dick joke, but also like way better than. The problem with that line is that line in hindsight is way better, but people would also complain about it.
All right, I
as
just played
much
the
as Robin
Urborg,
one.
and I'm hellbent.
Okay. I will Sacra Tribe Elder.
Yeah.
I think Raging Ravine is just the best non-celestial colonnade creature land, but
Yeah,
also
probably.
the best land for me to grab here. Oh, I'm not grabbing a land. I'm just grabbing a basic. Oh god, I was like looking for Raging Ravine. When in reality, I was looking for a card that I can use to activate Raging Ravine. Getting this forest. I will untap. I will draw. I will activate Valky. So
Yep.
he is now a Spellbinder. And I will play Chandra.
Yep.
I'll make 2 1/1 red hasty elementals. And I will swing at you for 5.
I will take 5. Go to 11.
All right, go ahead.
Yep.
The elementals die. They have nothing that triggers, but
Draw. That was the opposite of what I want to see.
I still think your line is better. Don't get me wrong. I just think people would make fun of the fact that Dark Knight Rises ended with the dick joke.
I'm gonna animate the Inkmoth. Get in for 1 poison.
Yeah.
Pass turn.
All right, untap. Draw. I will activate Raging Ravine.
Yeah.
I will make 2 1/1s. I will swing for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I might just be dead if I can't draw anything.
Jund him out.
This is the ultimate Jund out. Get me empty-handed.
Played 4 discard spells and beat you down with the Raging Ravine.
Discard the control player's entire hand. That works.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Mine.
Yep.
Draw. Let's see.
Just Oh no, I think that's a great reason. I think that is a good line. I think like if it ended that way, I'd be way happier.
Yeah,
I
you
still,
got it.
all right, hell yeah. We
Drew,
got another
I drew an
target coming.
unlicensed hearse. Drew an unlicensed hearse.
It was interesting choosing like which discard cards I would play with.
Yeah.
Just like, and also figuring out like what's the ratio that Jund normally plays for 5 mana, or for 60 card, and then extrapolate to 100 and then see where there are enough playable ones.
Yeah, I was telling chat when you were gone, I was talking to like for Esper control can go so many different ways. It's basically just what are your control pieces, what are your counter spells, what's your finisher look like, and with this you can kind of do a sampling of all things Esper. So like you can do the Stoneblade plan, you can do the I'm gonna sit behind a flyer, counter all your stuff, and ping you to death plan.
One thing
Because go ahead.
No, finish.
Oh, because a lot of the pieces are the same. It's just how do you end the game?
Right. It's one thing that's interesting about this versus the Highlander format is like one of the big concerns for that format is because it's singleton amongst all 6 decks is like what packages do you want to save for the other deck so you're not putting all your eggs in one basket. Now the format by the time we got done with it got wide enough that was a lot less of a concern, and like especially in the lands category that was a big issue is like there wasn't enough mana fixing, so you really had to like stretch what colors were getting what. In this format you can kind of just put everything in your basket, so I think you're right. Like Stoneforge Mystic seems like just one of the best cards because for like you get so much value off of 3 cards, and like that's true of just like a lot of cards, but the optionality there I think is really strong. I don't know, like I would say, like I know people are like do the no reserve list version. The modern version's sweet. I'm having a really good time. This deck is sick.
Yeah, modern version's fun.
One cool thing about this format is if we keep the ban list of modern even and just like straight up just make this like a weird modern variant, is this deck is currently playable in modern. Like I could go to a modern event tomorrow and just play this list
with one Lutri in the sideboard.
Yeah, just put a Lutri in it. It forces you to want to play blue and or red in your deck, or Yorion, right? Like I guess like
blue, yeah,
because it is Yorion legal.
I did try to build a Yorion Reanimator deck, and it wasn't the type of deck I wanted to play.
Sure.
Because Yorion, you want to be more control-y, whereas when I play Reanimator, I'm Turbo Archon. How fast can I get a 5/5 Cruel Ultimatum on a stick onto the battlefield?
Sure.
Whereas if you're playing the Yorion version, it's like it's good because you get to play like you get to play all the elementals, and you're not really like cutting anything for space. You add Muldrifter because it's really good ETB. And you just get to add all these really good ETB effects, and you get to pre-sideboard, which is really cool. So you can main deck a Voidwalker, you can do 4 Prismatic Ending and get away with it.
Sick.
But you're not hitting you're not hitting the parts that you want to get Archon in the grave is consistent.
Yeah, I think like in this format, if I was going to make a Reanimator deck, I would look much closer to like an Unearth, Claim Fame, Sun Titan, like 3 or less mana, kind of like value-based Reanimator with like Flicker Wisp and stuff like that, because there's just a little bit more there. You have more redundancy, and you still get to play Persist, you still get to play Unmarked Tomb, but you also get to play like Karmic Guide. If you like focus on having those available, and then you have a few big things for, there's like, I really like Grave Titan in this format, right? I really like Sun Titan. I like the Titan cycle in general because they're so much value at that mana cost, but you still get to kind of play them anyways.
Yeah.
Plus you can play like gifts, and you can do the gifts, Elish Norn, Reanimator. Like there's a few Reanimate. I think anything over 7 isn't super viable, but you can get away with that, especially because like in that deck, then I'd even think of playing Signets or some of the mana rocks that are available in the format. Like
I'd probably play what are the 2 mana ones that ping you.
Yeah, the talismans.
Talismans, yeah.
because you can like they're good mana fixing in a singleton format, which is important. You can like people aren't this format is going to be slower than regular modern just because or whatever, just because like card reliability is lower, if not card power level is lower as a percentage. And then though I like a burn deck in this format seems really sweet. But then
Burn would be fun.
those
what
signets let you audible really well if you just if you accidentally can't reanimate them, just ramp into them. The other option is like play green and just like do like green, white, black, and play Birds of Paradise, you know, all of the mana dorks, and like have a mana dork package on the bottom.
Yeah,
because like you worst case scenario just ramp into your big thing.
I have found some success in as with Titan of Industry as a reanimator target.
Oh, I think Titan of Industry is so good for reanimator.
Oh, good. I cut Sarah's Emissary to the board for it because it's just the modes on Titan fight against so many different things.
Yeah, it's harder to choose wrong.
Yeah. The Sarah's Emissary choice, like you could absolutely choose wrong, at least in game 1.
Yes, for sure. And like with Titan of Industry, it's just like I have a 5/5 and a 7/7 reach.
Yep.
Or I gained 5 life and have a 7/7 reach. Or
you're stabilizing one way or another. You're stabilizing with Titan.
Do you want to play another game or?
Yeah, we can.
I can do one more probably, and then I probably should eat dinner. I have not eaten yet.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, I think the signets are way better. I think that's like all the stuff that's like really interesting to explore with the format is like, and I go back and forth on like modern no ban list, like because that the one benefit of getting rid of the ban list for modern, because I think the like I can play this at a modern event is like a useless.
You can go first this time, by the way.
Oh, cool. Okay. I will play Treetop Village and pass.
Cool. All right. I will Hallowed Fountain untapped into an Esper Sentinel.
Cool.
Seeing more cards that I haven't seen. I think almost every card in this hand is a card that I haven't seen so far tonight.
That's the goal.
Wonderful.
One card in my hand is a card I haven't seen tonight, but I've also like shuffled through my deck a little bit more. Done?
Yeah, go ahead.
Draw for the turn. I will Burning Catacombs, fetch for a Blood Crypt, and then play Dark Confidant.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Draw. I will. Isolated Chapel. And pass.
Too quick. Blood Crypt.
Yeah, removing the ban list, it would give you what I think. What'd you do? Ponder and Preordain were legal in your small ban list.
In the smallest ban list, like the ban list I like eventually audibled into as these, like starting the ban list over and me banning the cards I think just like should be banned because I think it would be problematic to have them, are Chromox, Field of the Dead, Gitaxian Probe, Hypergenitus, Mental Misstep, Mystic Sanctuary, Sensei's Divining Top, Skull Clamp, Tybalt's Trickery, and Umazawa's Jite. I have Tybalt's Trickery on there partially because I actually have never played a format with it, because it's been banned every time I've played with it, and I don't want to figure out why it would need to be banned or try it out. But I would be fine if someone really wanted to argue for Tybalt's Trickery in a 100-card format where you can't mulligan.
Did you have Oko banned?
I did not have Oko on that list. Oko could be banned, but I think it's I think the singleton nature makes those cards fine. The cards that are more worrisome to me are ones that, hey, thank you so much for the follow, Randall Thor. Also, please follow. I think the cards that are on this list that I have here are banned for two main reasons. Three main reasons. One, they are too ubiquitous. Like Skull Clamp, Yumazawa's Jite, Mental Misstep, Gitaxian Probe, Chromox. Every deck should just be playing them, and I think that's bad for the format. Like, there's no reason to not play any of those cards, and I think that would be bad. The next list are things that break, like, the singleton card nature. Like, I think Mystic Sanctuary being able to be fetched makes it just so it is going to be a part of the format in a way that I think is as unhealthy as it is in regular Modern. I think Sensei's Divining Top is bad for any type of tournament viable format. There are multiple ways to tutor for it that also make it super relevant, but more of an issue is that it's just makes games unmanageable if you want to have a full day of events happening. Thank you so much, Randall Thor. Field of the Dead, same deal. There's enough land tutors to be able to get it, and it makes miserable gameplay. And then Hypergenesis being able to use the Cascade mechanic to be able to get to it makes it so it also is going to just be a card that is, with the Mulligan's rule, too easy to get to too easily.
Considering there are 2 Cascade decks in regular Modern right now, I can't imagine Hypergenesis even in this format.
I think you would have to be maybe 5 color to get to some of the less good ones, but I still think you would be able to build a deck that cascades into it a little too consistently. The other ones are just like, these are colorless cards that every deck should play, and the point of this format, like, I would not like it to be a 94 card format. 94 cards that everyone's playing, Mental Misstep, Umezawa's Jite, and Skull Clamp and top is, like, not the best. I think there's 8.
How many?
I'd have to look.
This will be last game. We're only on
All
right.
Yes.
Reveal, Dark Confidant, got a land. Overgrown Tomb, draw.
Nice.
I don't know what's in your hand, so I can't do that. Okay. All right. I'm gonna play a card really quick, and then I might jump out really quick. I guess you have 1 creature in play. Yeah,
1 creature in play, 6 cards in hand.
I lose 2 life playing Overgrown Tomb untapped.
Yep.
I don't play Overgrown Tomb untapped. I lied. Yeah, I play Stomping Grounds untapped. Not that it makes a big difference. I will play Collective Brutality, discarding Kroxa. And
Are you and you are paying for the?
I am paying for it. Yeah, I'm paying for the thing.
Okay.
And I will also discard Overgrown Tomb. So I can... You lose 2 life, I kill your creature, and I get to get an instant sorcery from your hand.
Cool. So your option...
I gain 2, so I'm at 17 to begin.
Yes. So in response, I am going to path my own Esper Sentinel to ramp.
Yep.
And then I'll show you what I have. It's Prismatic Ending, Aether Gust, Imreth, Steam Vents, and Inkmoth Nexus.
Prismatic Ending, Aether Gust. That's a bounce spell. And then the Dragon I can't grab. 2 lands. Aether Gust is you bounce a spell, I bounce a spell?
No, it's I get to bounce a spell that is green or red, and you get to choose whether you put it on the top or bottom of your library.
I will get rid of that.
Okay.
And the Dragon is the one that if it dies, you get something.
The Dragon is it's flying, has Ward 4 as long as it's untapped, and when Imreth deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Then if you have fewer than 3 cards in your hand, draw equals to the difference.
Got it. Okay. I will swing for 2.
Okay. I'll take 2, and I'm gonna get a island off the Esper Sentinel path.
I will be right back.
Yeah, no worries. Go to 14. Yeah, it's. I've got Ojutai in here. Actually, I had Ojutai in the original list, and then I could not find my copy of Ojutai, and I didn't want to print out another proxy at the last minute. So this should be a Dragon Lord Ojutai. I was kind of testing out Imrith to see if it's good.
Blue white usually plays a triumph for hitting threes, 4 or less. Feels almost a necessity.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what the prismatic is. That's exactly what the Steam Vents is there for, is for the prismatic ending. And even in like my 16 card modern decks that run prismatic ending, I'll still run an off color, whether it's Overgrown Tomb or in this case Steam Vents. And it's just based off of like the fetches that I'm running and the fetches that I have. Yeah, I have a proxy in my hand right now. I don't. I have Prismatic Ending, Steam Vents, Ink Moth, and Immoreth. Um, no, I originally had Ojutai in there.
Prosperous, I didn't know if it's worth being able to hit 4s by having Steam Vents in the list, for example.
It can be actually. I've run into a couple of instances where it's been useful. Mostly hitting 4 mana planeswalkers or Jund is a good example of where it can be useful. I think you just want the flexibility, and a lot of the times it's not super restricting on your mana base. Most relevant 4s to hit.
Hi, I'm
Jeez.
back. I'm fine with Hypergenesis not being on the ban list. I could be convinced. I'm not
What
really
about-
like the ones that I'm like more firm on are not Tibalt Trickery and Hypergenesis. It's GTA Skull Clamp, Sensei's Divining Mystic, like the ones that are like the thing that I am most worried on are this would be ubiquitous in the format in a way that would be net negative. And that's Chrome Mox Fielded Egg and Taxi. Like every deck period in the format would be playing those 7 cards. And I would extend that to like I'd have to figure out what that would extend to if we were to bring it to legacy card pools or reserve list card pool.
Yeah, I don't know what additional cascade spells you would get with that.
No, not
is
Cascade.
there-
More like what other cards become ubiquitous
Oh yeah.
in a way that's problematic. I swung for 2.
Yep.
Cloaked
2 went to
Brutality.
14.
Cool. I'm done.
Okay. Tap, draw. Will. I will play Steam Vents untapped. Take 2. Blue and black. I'm gonna Tainted Indulgence.
Sure.
Draw 2. Discard a card. Unless I have 5 or more mana values, 1 card's in your graveyard. So I don't. And I will just discard a Culture Complete.
I think if Field of the Dead is legal, you shouldn't play modern color decks. I think it's
Oh no. No.
like the value in playing and to be honest, I think that's not necessarily true with there are a lot of lands you would play still and make it work unless you were playing like Forest Tribal or even in mono red because you play Blood Moon. I don't like the amount of non-basic lands that are available that are good now.
And then I will pass turn view.
Reveal for the turn, Tarmogoyf.
Take 2.
Draw. I will play Canyon Slough. And I will play Chandra Acolyte of Flame. And then I will swing for 4.
Yeah. We'll take 4.
All right. Go ahead.
I will play an Inkmoth Nexus. Chandra Acolyte of Flame is 4 mana?
Chandra Acolyte of Flame is 3 mana.
3 mana. Okay, even better. White,
3 mana planes.
blue, red. I'm going to Prismatic Ending.
Okay.
Chandra.
Yep.
And pass turn from there.
Reveal for the turn. Primeval Titan. Take 6. Draw for the turn.
Yep.
I will play Tarmogoyf and I'll leave 2 mana untapped. And I will swing for 2 with Dark Confidant.
Okay. I think I'll just kill it. I'm gonna animate the Inkmoth Nexus and block it.
Before blocks, I will Bone Crusher Giant your Inkmoth Nexus.
Okay.
It'll go on an adventure. All right.
All right.
Take 2.
Cool. Taking 2.
Go ahead.
Tap. Draw. I'm going to white, generic. I'm gonna overload dam.
Overload Dam.
Yes.
Oh, Dam. The card Dam. So just draw creatures.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Cool. They both die.
Go.
Draw for the turn. Cards in hand.
3.
3 cards in hand. You're at 6.
Yes.
You have 3 cards in hand. Do I know any of them other than the dragon?
You just know the dragon.
Okay. So the question is, do you have gas? I will animate Treetop Village.
Okay.
Swing for 3.
Take 3.
Go ahead.
All right.
Wait. No, never mind. I'm gonna unearth Tarmogoyf. I lied.
Okay.
Go ahead. I want you to remember the hand you had before during this turn.
Yeah.
I think power level differences between this format and Canadian Highlander are going to be higher.
Oh, Canadian Highlander is absolutely higher.
I also think like there's an argument in that. Also in that format, like the point system is being less utilized than I would if I was trying to run a format that I wanted people to run GP level tournaments.
Yeah.
I don't think anything under 32 people is a actual viable data point. I think actually in statistics it's like a hard rule that anything under 32 is too small, and even 32 is not very good. I agree it'd be some data, but it would still be pretty arbitrary.
Bin that. Draw a card. What's Goyf up to?
Goyf is a sorcery creature land.
So lethal. Yeah.
Is a
yeah, I did not have it.
Okay. Because you can play the dragon and then you're.
Yeah, I couldn't play the dragon because my land was dead. And I drew off the consider. I binned a Drowned Catacomb.
Okay.
Drew Takenuma.
Okay.
In hand, Imrith, Batterskull, Remand.
Oh no.
Yep. You cast on Earth. I'm like, what am I gonna do? Remand it to draw a card?
You probably should have remanded the Unearth just because I only had 1 mana at the time. So
well, you did it on your turn, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I was tapped out.
Oh, okay. Got it. Yeah, because then Treetop Village comes, Tarmogoyf swings.
Yep.
So you did have 3 non-creature spells in your hand at the time. Oh, you had Nakanuma.
No, I drew Takenuma. At the time, it was Remand, Imrith, Consider.
Got it. Okay, so you would have just discarded a non-creature spell and not died. If you only had lands, Kroxa would have been sweet.
Yeah.
I was like debating Kroxa or Tarmogoyf, and then I like was like, ah, Croxus is bad, and then I like forgot Tarmogoyf was a card I should reanimate.
Yeah, Goyf would have been ended up being lethal. This is a very fun format.
Yeah,
it's a very fun. It's very fun to brew in, and I think it'd be. I want to see if I can make Infect work in it.
I think you probably can. I think you need to be Bug, and you need to be a little bit more of a mid-range deck, but
Yeah, you need to play Infect as it was intended in draft instead of the pile a bunch of pump spells onto one creature.
In all three colors, you get a lot of 2-drop variants. Like, let me see. I can bring this up.
You could go full 4-color with, I think there's the white Leonin one, and then you also get the protection spells.
So yeah, you get. Oh, I use the card name. Advance. Text Infect.
T: Infect. I've gotten from editing your show. I've gotten very good at Scryfall.
Like, so you get Blighted Agent, Blight Mamba.
White Steel, Carrying Call.
I'm thinking 2 mana or less. Glistener Elf.
Mana or less.
You play Flestermite. You play Ichormere. Inkmoth Nexus. If you want to go 4-color, you could get that Lost Leonin, but Necropede. Plague Mirror. Plague Stinger. So you have
yeah.
9 2-drops, 10 if you play white, but I think 9 2-drops that are 2-drops. I think there are then things that you could play like a step above that. I think you probably could play Carrion Call in this format because it's an instant, so you can like just wait till your opponent's turn, which brings it to 10.
Yeah, and I'd still play Crusader because even though it's a 3-drop.
Yeah. Crusader's an auto include. I think.
Yeah.
I think you can play Corrupted Conscience as just like a removal spell that does it. Corpse Cur maybe because if it dies.
There's also additional stuff too that you can play, like because I had an Infect Commander deck at one point, and you can play. There's the counter spell that gives them 2 poison. There's like old poisonous stuff that you can run, if you opened it up to the no reserve list. Glistening Oil would be fine, but. Yeah, you would have to play it a lot more controlling. You'd have to play it a lot more like...
Yeah, the benefit of going white is you could do like a Grafted Exoskeleton Stoneforge Mystic package, and you get...
That's sweet.
You lose... And that also, like, equipment are good with Infect creatures, right? Like, that's something that works. Now, if you lose blue, I think is the one you need to lose then. You lose... I actually think, like...
You lose Blighted Agent's your big one.
Blighted Agent. Just losing Blighted Agent maybe is worth it for like Lost Leonin and then like being able to play
Lost Leonin, you have Stoneforge, you could do...
Yeah, you get the Stoneforge past it. But like the Stoneforge package is so powerful, and you can then like it makes all those cards work with Grafted Exoskeleton.
It almost seems like it almost seems like you want to play all the swords in there too, just for the protection aspects of it.
And they pump your creatures and they do extra damage. Does Sword of War Peace, does the sword do the damage or the creature?
The sword does the damage.
Damn.
I know.
Oh,
I wish.
I guess that was a thing they thought of since it was in the same standard.
Yeah.
But you do get the blue-white one, which proliferates, which is not a thing to be...
The blue-white one, that one's great. The proliferation for it.
Yeah. I think that... And then you also get Sword of Light and Shadow, which lets you rebuy the Infect creatures you lost. Like, those are both good together. Yeah, I think there's, like, a way to pull it off. I've done Infect... And you play like Skithiryx, because it's just, like, it's good enough.
So we what? Black, green, white?
Abzan.
Yeah, that seems sweet. Because, I had the commander deck that I built that was, like... Sidar Kondo and Silas Wren partnered.
Okay.
And you're buying back all the infected mirror, and the Sidar Kondo makes your stuff unblockable.
Yeah. I mean, to totally back to the ban list, I would be fine if someone was like, "Hey, I'm playing with these cards. I want to try it out." Sure. But by the time running an actual event, I would want to look at banning. The problem is, I think I think there are a lot of flaws with Pioneer. I think a big one was a rolling ban list after a no ban list is a shaky way to start a new format. I think you want to start with some amount. Even like with Modern, there was issues with the ban list it created, but I think that like having a no ban list format is appealing at first, and then once people start actually playing with it, would become problematic. I think this is also a format to try it on on Modo, if we wanted to run an actual data testing kind of thing and like run a tournament that way instead of in person.
I really do. I'm really happy. Like, it's one of those things where, yes, when they did the Pioneer ban list, it caused a lot of ban fatigue. I'm still very happy that they did it, because
that's fair.
that was always one of those things where you go on Twitter and it's like, just unban everything in Modern and see what needs to be banned. And this was kind of proof that like, oh, you could do that, but it's gonna be way more annoying than just starting with a ban list. And then one of the unforeseen circumstances, or one of the things that happened because of it, was people just didn't people didn't want to build decks in paper.
Yep. Oh, I missed.
Like, nobody had confidence to build anything because it was just gonna get banned.
I missed. Sorry, but I didn't realize that there was another 7 cards. So Vector Asp, Whispering Spectre, and Viridian Corruptor, and probably Triumph of the Hordes, and maybe even
Viral Drake.
All 5 of these that are actually Infect cards maybe make it into this fake deck.
Yeah.
Unless you're not playing blue, and then get out of here, Viral Drake. We're a Abzan deck.
I mean, you could splash blue.
One cool thing about Vector Asp is if you have Vector Asp in your anything that steals activated abilities, Vector Asp gives them to.
Oh, that's actually really sweet.
I've definitely killed people with a Vector Asp in my graveyard and a Necrotic Ooze with like a thing that lets you pump it as well in the graveyard. Good times, standard.
Love it.
But yeah, I see that, like, there's definitely arguments for just no ban list at all. If someone's like, Alex, what is your ban list? It's this, with maybe Hypergenesis and Tybalt's Trickery being taken off, and then the rest of this being on here, and I'm being fine with it. But I can see arguments for other directions.
I find they'd probably be like a person to person thing.
Yeah. I would be interested to talk to people that know the format really well, but I wonder what the percentage of Canadian Highlander decks should actually just be playing at least top Mystic Sanctuary and Mental Misstep and Gitaxian Probe. If those don't have points associated with them, like, it was one of those things in Modern where, like, in hindsight, every deck should have been playing with Gitaxian Probe, period, no matter what. You were wrong for not playing it.
Yeah. Sad to see it go, but absolutely necessary.
And top is purely like, Canadian Highlander does not have to deal with the fact that it is running large event tournaments. Top becomes a problem not when your format is fun casual thing that you do in small level tournaments. It becomes a problem if your goal is to run a pro tour off of it, and that is what the
just
goal
keeping
is.
Keeping things on time is
aim for success. Ooh, Vector Asp can be gotten off of Urza Saga too, dude. This deck is, I'm
okay.
So happy.
I'm gonna build this.
Howling Cat with good checks.
Thank you for that.
Plus, like, the artifact strategies are not bad with it anyways, because you get a few artifact cards that are good in the deck. Not actually as much as you would think. There's 2 artifact 2-drops with Infect.
Yeah. 2 artifact 2-drops with Infect.
Oh, 3 Plague Mirror.
Also, Ink Moth becomes an artifact.
Yeah, you can get some artifact shenanigans out there.
Bone Splitter. Oh my god, yes. I just slap a Bone Splitter onto something. Onto one of these Infectors.
This deck will be fire.
Theory crafting an Infect deck. That would be...
Yeah, oh, here's my whole list, everyone. I guess that we didn't really look at it. Zoom in. I think that I need... Let's just do this. What's the bounce land I want? I feel like if I have Primeval Titan, it's not the green one. What's the red-black bounce land?
The red-black... Rakdos Carnarium?
Rakdos
Yeah.
Carnarium. Let's get Rakdos Carnarium in here. Also, Sidenorna, Inkmoth Nexus, Kessig Wolf Run really needs to be a deck, especially because Kessig is in my name. What was I thinking? Or my name isn't Kessig. I'm disappointed in myself. All right, so we're gonna need to cut cards. Oh, and I need to add Fury. Don't know why I wasn't playing Fury. Mistakes were made. I'm willing to admit them. I need to figure out what I'm going to cut for those cards, but those were the cards that I felt like... I don't think there was a card I drew that I was, like, disappointed in. Ramanat Excavator was not the business. Ooh, and Phyrexian Revoker was also bad, but I feel like that's because your deck was good against Phyrexian Revoker.
Yeah.
And I feel like it with the Planeswalkers that I like could have called it against.
Revoker would have been good against the Teferis and the Emperor. Are you playing Hearse?
Hearse, no.
I feel like Hearse in this would be very good with your discard plan. It just gets very big very fast.
How do you spell Hearse?
Hearse.
Is it unlicensed or honeymoon?
Unlicensed.
Unlicensed. Sick. Yeah, that I like thought about it and then like couldn't remember what it was called and then didn't grab it. Urza Saga was great. Was super happy with it, and like the primetime plan makes it good.
Yep.
I like felt like maybe I had too many discard spells, but also like one because I was doing that. So.
I mean, when you rip apart a player's hand, that tends to put you in a good position. But that's why I said like Hearse and maybe Scooz.
I have Scooz.
Scavenging Ooze.
Like
okay.
Like Scooz was the second card in the deck. Robber the Rich maybe is like a little cute.
Vagabond's good. Yeah, it just looks
Yeah,
like
it's
like every card that has ever been played in Jund.
Yeah, that was what it was.
Yeah.
I just like have paid attention to this format for so long that I like remembered every Jund card. And...
Well, it's the mark of a true Jund player. Is you just never take the deck apart. You just have your Jund box.
There's a big pile. Like the one deep cuts were like all of the Thoughtseize Inquisition of Kozilek variants I had to like figure out, and then some cute like Claim Fame cut to ribbons.
Yeah, you're tearing apart my hand with cards I've never even seen. So that's great.
They're all the modern legal target player discards their a creature card plus something else.
Yeah.
Lands that... Oh, I added 2 lands, right? So I should cut... Or added a few lands. I didn't get to pull it off, but I do have... I feel like Prismatic Vista... Well, ugh.
One thing I wish I could have seen... I really wish I would have been able to drop Hullbreaker Horror at some point, just to see how that card works out. I've played it a couple times in the modern version, and it's just... very fun.
Mm-hmm. I feel like Valakut Awakening isn't as good in this deck. I'm always Hellbent. Oh, these didn't feel as good. I will cut those.
I like Valakut Awakening. The problem with it though is like you said, you're mostly Hellbent, but if you count it as a land, it almost seems like it justifies its position just by being a land.
Which it's in the land pile. So I have 43 lands. I have 3 land cuts to make. Or it just can be high on lands and need to cut other cards. How do we feel about Witherbloom Command, friends?
I've never really been a huge fan of Witherbloom Command. I always wish it was an instant.
Player mills cards, and they put return a land, destroy target non-creature. Yeah, I can cut this. It just is so versatile here. But yeah, that's fair. I'm sad I never got the Life from the Loam land package going, but Tranquil Thicket, but I'm here for it. Oh, I guess like Dark Blast isn't as good here. I didn't feel like I really had the graveyard strategy to make Dark Blast worth it, so I'm gonna cut that and then be happy with my life. Cool, down to 100 cards. This deck's sweet.
I would have loved to cast Siphon Insight on you as well.
What's Siphon Insight?
Look at the top. So, look at the top 2 cards of target opponent's library, exile one of them face down, put the other one on the bottom of their library. You may look at and play the exiled card for as long as it remains exiled, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast it.
Oh, nice.
Blue black, flashback, 1 blue black. Yeah, like how you did with discard spells, I kind of did that with what cantrips. Like, what can I use to just cycle through my deck as quickly as possible to get to what I need to get to?
Right.
So,
right.
like, consider Deluge. Insight doesn't do it for me, but it does it for you, and so it's kind of a pseudo discard spell. Obviously, like Faithful Mending, Unmarked Grave.
I know. I wanted Ghost Quarter and the other one.
Oh, Field of Ruin.
Field of Ruin. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have an answer to why I have so many lands. Save. So I need to cut 2 more cards, but those are lands cards I need to cut. Because that was the one thing is like I was like you kept playing land cards and I was like, oh, I don't know how to stop those. I need to figure that out.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, I am playing currently 45 lands, and I need to cut 2 because I did just add 2. But those include 1 Balged Recovery, or 1, 2, 3 Zendikar flip lands, 3 channel lands from what's it called? A bunch of creature lands. The full cycle of the cycling lands as well. So like it is not. These lands are doing stuff. Half of the deck is doing stuff, and the other half is doing less. Oh, the Black Aligned Castle was something I needed, and I can get rid of. What is it? Castle.
Locthwain. LOC. Hold on, I think
I was so desperate for that card in that game and was not able to do it. Get out of here. Where's the one I don't want?
Yeah.
The Castle Grambrig did nothing for me. Get out of here. I think the one turn I used it, I ended up just like with a Raging Ravine not tapped do the turn. Cool. And I need to get rid of 2 more lands. Felt like I needed all the basics. How do we feel about the flip lands in today's today's time?
The pathways or the
thank you for
modal
the
doubles?
Subscribe or follow. I can't tell. It sounds like it was on YouTube. Thank you for the subscribe, Jonathan Huynh. Also, if anyone is here for the first time or wants to follow, we're going to be doing more of this. Ooh, I will hydrate. Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you.
Amanda, build a deck in this format so we can play.
So you're talking about the pathways, or you're talking about the modal double face ones?
Pathways.
I like pathways. The fact that they always enter untapped
is like really
good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed. I guess Urborg doesn't do anything in the deck anymore. Because I did have what's it called? The discard and a land card.
If you're gonna keep Urborg in there, you might as well just put coffers in there as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of it. I don't want to play coffers.
Yeah.
I
like having it in there because I just like having it in there because it's there's a very corner case where you don't want to fetch.
Yeah, that's fair.
But that almost never it only really matters in the end game when you're about to lose.
And
you don't want to ping yourself down any further. Or you're playing against burn.
Yeah. I don't have any of the new set yet. I would be down, but I don't have any. Also, I have to sign off soon because I have not eaten dinner and it's almost 10 o'clock. So that would be the right thing to do for my health.
I should probably go to bed because it's almost midnight.
One more card to cut. I need to cut a land, right? Just one card. Yeah, one land. Because I could just cut a fetch land to make my life easier. Or cut a basic, like a degenerate. Oh, you know what? Layer of the Hydra was pretty disappointing, actually.
Are you running Layer of the Hydra in there?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you running all the AFR?
In my colors, yeah, all 3.
Okay.
Oh, no,
I was only running...
I'm not playing the black one. I'm playing the red one and the Hydra.
I was just playing the blue one. I thought about the white one.
It's not very
But-
good, right? Like, isn't it not super?
It's just a
Oh,
it's just a 3/4 flying, I think.
I'm gonna cut Crucible of Defiance. Sokinzan, the one that makes tokens.
How is that card? I always think
never-
like in
Cast it. I've never had it in hand before.
I always see that as like, oh, maybe I can brew a like a burn, like throw it into a burn shell or something.
I think it's good in decks like Tinma when Tinma is your commander, because being able
Yeah.
to make 2/1/1s to be able to attack 2 opponents and draw 2 cards is like really good.
That is really good.
Oh yeah, in like a few weeks, if I can get my hands on some CL2, I'm super down. I got pretty low. I was in that 3 life total section.
Yeah, I think the first game it was like we were both at 6 and you had a Bob on the field.
My game plan would have been so much more powerful game 1 if I had 1 Rakdos Carnarium in my deck.
Because you could bounce the Kamigawa channel land.
Getting Boseiju or more importantly at that point Takanuma would have been like so backbreaking. Or even being able to like Urza's Saga another 2 turns of like constructs.
Being able to get Urza Saga back would be awesome.
Yeah. I did have Ramamet Excavator, but you shuffled my graveyard in. But I got rid of it.
Yeah.
I cut it already because it doesn't. Maybe it's good in this deck. I like don't. The problem is like all these cards go into your graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
I guess like Ghost Quarter. Well, I feel like in this format, people will normally have a lot of basics. They're not going to be insane like me and trying to make life in the loam things happen.
I think I was running 11 basics.
I think there's an argument for Expedition Map in this deck actually.
Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to do land stuff, you're trying to do like land shenanigans, you're trying to get like a specific land.
Yeah, I'm getting rid of Cletus. He was really low impact.
Well, he hit once and then didn't do anything again, so he got countered.
Yeah, but like he can be removed from everything that's ever existed. So,
Yeah.
oh, I have to like figure out. Does this have? Ooh, that would be a dope feature for this for Archja deck to have. Should tell Shivam. Give me a like past edit like record.
Oh, that would be nice.
Like you added this, you took this out, you added like just as a text document. Gonna recommend that. I don't know if I force myself. Dwathi Voidwalker was in the deck very early on. Yeah, so as far as creatures go, just like every creature that Jund has ever played, Dwathi Voidwalker. I don't have the choose a creature type that'll get -1/-1 in it. I thought about it, but I don't know
Plague
how
Engineer?
good Plague Engineer is in this format yet. Liliana.
It depends on how good humans is.
Yeah, true.
Oh, it also just massacres Infect.
Yes, I just don't know if as cool as the deck we described is, I
Yes.
don't know long term how viable. Also, I don't think Invect is that bad of a matchup for me as is.
No.
With Pilo removal plus discard.
I mean, that's the entire premise of Jund is just 1-for-1 as long as you can until you can 2-for-1 someone.
Yeah, and Infect is a deck that really, really hopes you can't do that.
Exactly.
Versus someone. Okay. I think that is it for tonight. I'm also getting tired and need to eat.
Yep.
Thank you everyone for joining and hanging out. Let us know what you think of this format. We are going to try to do no reserve list, no ban list next. I think that'll be a really fun version of this format. But please try making these decks. For the time being, I would say we are kind of organizing this in the MMCast. Or I guess actually go to the Kess Friends Discord. That's where I'll have the Discord for this at the moment, at least. See, do I have like one of those like copy this link every time? No, I don't. All right, Kess Friends Worldwide. This is the super secret Alex Discord. So I just discarded the list. Copy. Here you go. Follow us, join the Discord. We'll keep talking about how to make this format work there, for sure. And then otherwise, make sure to hit that like, follow button. This will be on YouTube forever. There'll be a cool thumbnail for it shortly. Everyone, make sure also to follow Rick on social. Rick, where can people find you?
Yeah, I am at Rick Charnhorst on everything. It's spelled exactly how it sounds, SCHARNHORST. Yeah, follow me on there. I'm really bad at Twitter. Actually better at Instagram if you want to watch a lot of like climbing videos, I guess. Otherwise, I'll sometimes hang out in the Discord. I'll sometimes hang out in the Artisan Commander Discord, talking with Marshall. Everyone's super hyped over there about the new Baldur's Gate stuff. And
I can share that link real quick.
Yeah, and then also a new episode of the show tomorrow.
Yeah, every episode you can thank Rick for helping edit it. He makes it happen along with Marshall, who is it. What is his birthday today? So
Ben's birthday today too.
It was Ben's birthday today too. I like knew that they had the same birthday probably in my head, but remembered today. I remember every birthday. Artisan. I guess like right now in reality, this should just be in the Masters of Modern Discord because like we should do stuff there as a rule of thumb. So feel free to join the Kess exclusive Discord, but for this format here,
who runs the MMCast Discord? Can have them create like a new room that's just custom formats.
Oh yeah, that exists. It is called other sanctioned, I think. But I will just make a modern singleton create channel. It now exists. It's now under modern.
Yes.
Yo. All right, it exists. Check that out. All right, we're gonna raid someone. Thanks so much. Make sure to follow, subscribe, all the things. Thank you for hanging out, and we will see you all next week when we do our next thing. I don't know who's on next week. I have to figure that out because me and Ben are both at trade shows, so it might be another Marshall hosted or something else. We'll figure it out. Hitting the raid channel button. We are going to go raid Waffle House, who is Tappy Toe Claus's younger brother.
Have a good night, guys.
And we are going to end stream. Thank you, YouTube. You guys are great. Thank you so much.
Bye,
Make sure to hit the
YouTube.
subscribe button. We're going to start posting